couple weeks ago. So we don't have any exact transits happening on Monday the 1st, but again, a conversational piece I want to bring into play here, you guys, is whenever I'm talking about these transits, when I share the date of them, I'm talking about the exact moment it is coming to what I say is exactitude, which means that it's exactly creating the aspect that I'm talking about, okay? So Shaw, welcome. So on Tuesday the 2nd, Venus will sextile Pluto. Venus is officially in Sagittarius, by the way. On Thursday the 4th, we have a full moon in Gemini. I have a full video breaking down that full moon. We will still talk about it a little bit on this live stream, but that video that I uploaded to YouTube is juicy and dense and has a lot of info. It's jam-packed full of information about this full moon. Persephone, welcome. Give me a second, guys. You know when you have like a little phlegm? Just a little bit? Okay. On Friday the 5th, Mars will trine Chiron, which I think is very interesting. I'm excited to talk about that. On Saturday the 6th into Sunday the 7th, Mercury is going to be forming that grand trine that it already formed with Jupiter and Saturn November 22nd. So I'm going to invite you guys, when we're talking about that, to look back at like your Photos app or your journal around November 22nd, because we're going to have some new frameworks to approach this grand trine with, which is going to be super cool. And thank you guys again for liking the live and sharing it. It definitely brings in the audience that might enjoy it, usually your friends and people that enjoy the same content that you do, which is usually astrology and divination stuff, which is what we're here to do. So I'm going to share my screen. As you guys know, I love teaching. It's my deepest passion and is what I'm going to be pursuing come 2026 with astrology. So definitely subscribe to my newsletter. That's where all my info goes out. Okay, we're going to jump over here and then over here. Okay. There we go, guys. If you see this little thing above my head on TikTok, all my stuff is on sale right now. If you've been wanting to get readings from me, the sale is going to be going until the end of Monday night. So, big discounts, big summer blowout. Okay. Yeah, so if you've been waiting for that or waiting for that moment, I normally don't do sales often, so now is the time. I hope you guys got some sipping ASMR. Guys, am I too loud for you? Let me know. Let me know. I feel like I'm loud. I'm gonna pause my music too. Unless you guys like the ambient music, I can't really hear it. Very Luna, welcome. I feel like I need to just slow down. Okay. Yay. Wait, you like the music? You want it? Sick. I can't hear it, so usually it's for my enjoyment, but if you guys are enjoying it too. Okay, cool. Sick. So we are looking at, holy shit, December 1st. Like, come on. How are we already at the end of December? I know you guys can't really fully see it on my screen over there, but I'm for sure tech. I am big on ambient noise all the time, 24/7. Catherine, welcome. So we're looking at the first, nothing exact happening, but we're going to jump ahead to the second. Seriously, November was like a fever dream. I'm not gonna lie. This Mercury retrograde paired with Saturn retrograde, insane. For those of you who are joining me for the first time looking at astrology, you see me pull this thing up, and if you're on Twitch, this thing, this is a snapshot of the sky for the date that we're looking at, and you can kind of see, let me move some of this stuff around so you guys can see it a little bit better. As far as date stuff, there you go. Okay, so this is a snapshot of the sky. we are on Earth. Earth is the perspective we're at. So we are on the Earth here at the center of all of these planets. If we take a look at the time here, the time says 12:41 p.m. That means the sun, if this is our horizon line, the sun is almost directly above us. And again, in the winter, it's a little bit, daylight's a lot shorter, so it shifts things. But just so you guys understand what we're looking at, the moon's hanging out over in Taurus, and then all these other signs and symbols are for me to understand and for you to learn as we go along, which are all the planetary symbols. So, phew. Marlene, welcome. Okay, so looking at the second, we have, what was it? Venus is going to sextile Pluto pretty early in the morning. So yesterday, as of when I'm live right now, which is the 30th, actually, no, Venus went into Sag today. By the second, she's going to be at 2 degrees, but we're going to go ahead and look at earlier in the morning. Let me set this up real good for you guys. Hi, Wildflower. Welcome, guys. Thank you for liking and sharing the live. Gets the content out to people who enjoy it. Okay, let me look at like early morning, like 4 a.m. Okay. Yeah. Earlier? Gosh, it's like 2 a.m. Don't mind me, guys, being all perfect. Thanks for the follow. Okay. So early in the morning, by early in the morning, I'm literally 2 a.m. on the second. Venus, which is the little female symbol down here, is making a sextile to Pluto, and Pluto is hanging out in Aquarius. So this is Pluto. So when we say sextile, that's a 60-degree conversation. That's what we do here. We're talking about how the planets are connecting and conversating with each other right now. So and for the week ahead. So Venus, which is the planet of love, adoration, values, pleasure, is making a sextile to Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, transformation, transmutation. And so this is actually really, really cool. I personally believe, because Venus just moved into Sagittarius. And if you guys didn't read my newsletter about this, I really brought into the picture the fact that Venus has freaking been through it. What are you eating, sir? He found a dried leaf. No, I think it's a thumbtack, guys. Don't have cats.
Hi, what are you eating? No, no thumbtack.
Ugh. Mother instincts were like, wait a second, that's a sharp thing. Okay, thanks for your patience, you guys. Cats, am I right? Welcome, Satan. That's a wild. Happy Sunday? It's the Lord's Day. Is it happy for you, Satan? I don't know. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for joining. So on the second, this sextile happening here, I was talking about Venus entering Sag today, and Venus has been through it in Scorpio. I'm not gonna lie. She's been through it. She has been through the underworld, and she's not actually comfortable in Scorpio. In Scorpio, it's like taking, I mean, think of the story of Persephone. I mean, that first experience of being in the underworld before she rose to power, probably really, really uncomfortable. Let's be on it. Interesting. So, and guys, by the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. This is the space to ask all the questions too. I know I get into the mode and I just like yap to you, which it's okay. I'm fine with that too, but please ask questions if you have questions. So this sextile with Venus now in Sag, she's like, it reminds me of the song Wild Child by Kenny Chesney, which is like, she's a wild child, got a rebel soul and a whole lot of gypsy. Wild child, she might bring you down before a while. I have a pomegranate tattoo. Is right there. Shout out to Persephone. So this shift of her moving into Sag is basically gives like kind of hippie wild child energy where she's free, she's breached the surface. It's gonna be a Kenny Chesney Christmas this time of year. Let's freaking go. No, for real. I'm down. But she's got this like lightness, because the thing about Sagittarius, as we're in Sag season, to kind of paint a deeper picture for you guys, Sagittarius season, I know Sages get this reputation of like just being like wild and carefree, as if like they don't have knowledge of like pain or sorrow or intensity. But the truth is, Sagittarius deeply understands pain, because Scorpio goes for them before them, and so they understand the story of pain to go to the depths of your psyche. But the thing about Sagittarius is Sagittarius knows this and chooses to live in joy, chooses to live in a more excited realm about life, because it's like, I know that I might have some hardships and life might not always be sunshine and rainbows, but I get to choose how I go about this. So as Venus is in Sagittarius making this sextile to Pluto, it is really positive energy. It's bringing in this, like, the way I see it is it's almost kind of like a crowning moment for her as she's emerged from the underworld and is now like moving confidently through Sagittarius. There is sort of this feeling of kudos to her for actually going through everything that she moved through in this sort of season. And sextiles are these positive energy flows, and when Pluto is in sextile with another planet, it is sort of like supportive transformational energy. This is giving her this is so funny. The way it's coming up in my mind's eye, and for those of you, if it's your first time here, I get a lot of imagery similar to when I do my readings on my TikTok page. I get a lot of imagery. And it was like she is like entering on a new path above the underworld. And it's almost like Pluto is this sort of like traveling man with like potions, and he's like, you want a potion? And she's like, well, why not? And it's something that will like help her forward in her journey. And Pluto's like this supportive energy of like, you know, here's actually a potion for transformation, and it actually is going to work, instead of having like, you know, in Disney movies you kind of see like they take the potion. I'm thinking of like Shrek, and it's like the true love potion, right? It did not work out how he thought it would, but it worked out for him ultimately. But this is like actually like here's some supportive energy as you step out and step onto solid ground again and move forward with truth. Sagittarius is all about truth. We're moving into the truth, baby. And it has to do with your love and your expression of love. So like whether this is like sharing your feelings to somebody, or hearing like positive feedback on creative things, or your values, or money, right? That's all Venus things. So beautiful, yummy, yummy energy happening on Tuesday the 2nd. Let's go ahead and jump to the 4th. And we're going to jump to the 4th, and we're going to jump to, let's look at 3:15. Oh no, you have a crush? Do you have a crush you're going to tell your feelings to? Anybody got a crush? Just check it in. How's everybody doing over there? By over there, I mean in your homes and whatnot. It's past that point? Minor obsession. Cute. Exciting. It's more than a crush, more than a like more than a love. Okay, so guys, yo, if you guys haven't seen my full moon video, it is it. So on the 4th, we have a full moon in Gemini. So we've got the moon over here at 13 degrees, and we have the sun hanging out over here at 13 degrees of Sag. Girl, don't say that to me. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I just work Thanks everybody for liking the live and sharing it. You guys are so sweet. I see like the little hearts popping up. So full moons. Let's just break down the basics of a full moon. A full moon is when the moon is at peak illumination. This is usually like a culmination point when things that intentions we've set around the new moon kind of come to a peak. This new moon in Scorpio was pretty intense, not gonna lie. So that sort of excavation that happened there, it's like this new moon is going to highlight those things, or they're going to come to fruition as far as intentions or energies. Full moons are chaotic. Let's be so honest. If you've ever worked in healthcare or at a grocery store or anywhere that's public that has people, full moons are insane. I used to work at Whole Foods when I was younger, and I would always tell my boss if I was closing, I'd be like, leave a couple more registers open than just one, I promise you. And he'd be like, nah. And they'd close them all down and there's only one open, and then suddenly there's a huge line. And I'm like, it's like, I know things. It's like, I know these things. So full moons, energy's heightened. It is just heightened emotional energy. What does this chart mean? This is a snapshot of the sky at the time of December 4th, 2025 at 3:15 p.m. And this is showing us where the full moon is. And we're talking about the astrology forecast for the week ahead. So I'm using the chart to explain all of these details. As a professional astrologer, this is what I do. Can confirm as a waitress. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like you sound crazy when you're talking to the people managing stuff, because you're like, you might want to put a couple more people on the clock for, you know, this date because it's a full moon. And they're like, you're freaking crazy. And then it gets busy and you're like, weird, I told you so, right? What's going on with Sagittarius, if that's okay to ask? We're in Sagittarius season. Sun is in Sagittarius, Venus is in Sagittarius, and Mars is in Sagittarius. As far as you asking what's going on with Sagittarius, are you a Sagittarius sun or a Sagittarius rising? When it comes to astrology, you always want to approach it from your rising sign. If that is the first time you've ever heard that, guys, ingrain it. Figure out your rising sign. Your rising sign is based off of your time of birth, not date of birth. You need to know your exact time of birth. Go into a platform similar to this, like Luna, Astro.com, Astro Cafe, plug that info in, or you can get a professional reading from an astrologer. Guys, and also my offerings are all on sale. And this is not like, I'm not like saying like, don't figure it out, like go figure it out. Like find your rising sign. It's the most important part of your chart. Whenever I'm doing professional readings for clients, that's always what I start with. It lays the foundation for every single thing happening in your life. Like I'm a Taurus sun, but I am a Virgo rising. So whenever I am reading horoscopes, I always read Virgo. I don't read Taurus, I read Virgo. So if you're a Leo sun with a Gemini rising, read Gemini. Okay. KKK? Awesome. So, am I both? Yes, you are all the things. You have a sun, a moon, a Venus, a Mars, a Jupiter, a Saturn. You have all the planets within your chart, and they're all unique to you based off your time of birth. Yes. Yeah. No, if this is your first time observing astrology, guys, it's a lot. And I've been studying for over 11 years now. So I know when you just get started, most mainstream media only talks about your sun sign, which you can guess anybody's sun sign based off of the day they're born or the month that they're in, right? And so your sun sign is your egoic expression. It's the core of yourself. It's what wants to shine the brightest. But most of that's hidden behind our rising sign, aka our conditioning, and the sort of expression that we want people to see versus who we are at the core. I went to college for this. I took courses and self-study. I actually took classes while I was in high school. I started studying when I was 15, guys. Whew. Yeah. Such a game changer. Your moon in the 12th house. Oh, yeah. 12th house babies, bless your soul. I feel so deeply for you. It's very interesting. Little sidebar before we jump back into talking about this full moon. A little sidebar is this, oh God, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. I'll have clients come to me in like batches and they all tend to have very similar placements. I had like a week of people that all had like massive 12th house stelliums. And I was like, oh my gosh, whew. Ralphie, welcome. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, so great questions. On my YouTube, I'm going to be uploading some more 12th house. I love all your questions, Chubs, like genuinely love them. And I'm going to be creating classes on this like deeper insight into like what is a natal chart? What does the houses mean? What do all these things mean? I'm gonna be uploading some stuff to YouTube, breaking this stuff down come 2026. I'm kind of revamping everything that I'm doing via YouTube, which is where most of my astrology content goes. So if you're not subscribed there, oh my gosh, yay, Talix, thank you. Thank you for that. Moon's also in the 12th house, Capricorn, Saturn's in Cancer. Very interesting, Lily. Wow. I bet you've dove deep into those sort of dynamics because that's kind of, yeah, opposite. Yeah, they're like, oh, let me out. Free me. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for hopping in, liking the live, and sharing it. It gets my content out to people who might also enjoy it. You guys are so sweet. Holy shit. This Gemini full moon that's coming up, I did a full, almost hour-long video on it in my on my YouTube, and I break it down for your rising signs too. So for my friend, who was it? Are they still here? Chub. I want you to figure, that's your homework. If you guys don't know what your rising sign is, that's your homework. After this, what's it mean for Gemini moon? Depends on what degree your moon is at. So this new moon is at 13 degrees. 13 degrees of Gemini. So yours is at 7. So you're going to feel it a little bit closer. But if you have anything directly at 13 degrees or closer, it's going to be more amplified. So, yeah, welcome. Is that a K or is it an X? Kiara or is it Ciara? Spell it out for me. Would you mind explaining how this would affect a mercurial rule chart? Oh, baby girl. As a mercurial rule chart, buckle up. I'm also ruled by Mercury. Kiara? Did I say that right? Kiara. I'm such a stickler on getting people's names right because I've had people call me Lizzie and it makes me want to cry. Degree. As an Aries degree, as far as like you have something at 13 degrees of Aries. Wait, so as a Gemini rising, it'll be a strong full moon? Yes. They, them. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Telex. Oh, there's so many of you guys in the live right now. Not ruled by Mercury, but I'm Virgo Sun, Gemini Moon, Virgo Venus. Yeah, so lots of mercurial stuff. So I won't feel the moon as much if my Gemini moon is at 0 degrees. Probably not as much, though we all feel this stuff collectively, even if it's not directly affecting us. And it's more of a sort of atmospheric flavor. And so something to kind of consider for everybody that's hanging out here is even if you're not directly affected by it, there might be people around you that are affected by it. And so therefore you are affected by it by consoling them or talking to them, kind of things. How does the chart work? Like, how does this help you every day? So this is kind of like the weather. This is like energetic weather forecast that I'm doing right now, to put it more simply. And I have a newsletter. So everything that I talk about here, I share in my newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House. Once I'm finished with this live, I sit down and I go to town writing out these transits and I send it out to you guys every Monday morning. So everything I share here is more in digestible, bite-sized pieces. Thanks for the follow. Yeah. So this is definitely like, for example, thank you guys for the follow. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Key. So something to kind of think about is there's so much layers to astrology. So I want you guys to be patient with your learning because this is knowledge that I've carried for 11 years now, and knowing the transits and how they're affecting me personally has really helped me understand myself, understand what I'm moving through. I know like this Mercury retrograde was moving through my 3rd house and the cusp of my 4th house. I've been reevaluating my communication, my thoughts, my home life, my relationship to my family, lots of those things. So understanding those things, that's how we can use this day to day with those bigger transits. With this full moon, if you do lunar magic or lunar work, understanding the new and full moon cycles can help you with that. And as far as degree theory, I'm curious what you mean specifically by that, like actually like understanding the degrees and like the decans, or like the degrees and their meaning. As far as there's one guy that I follow that has broken them down like a bit more. I would say if you have something at 13 degrees of Aries, it would be making a sextile to this Gemini full moon. So you'd be feeling that sextile to the full moon and a trine to the sun. So as far as like genuine like astrology aspects, it would be doing something there. Hi guys. Thank you guys for liking the live and sharing and following. All those things help me out and help the content get to people that enjoy it. Is your at 14 degrees, so close to 13? Yeah, so it's right on your ascendant. Anything within 2 to 3 degrees of what I'm talking about will impact you. Okay. I feel like I've answered all the questions so far. I love that you guys are asking. Ooh, yeah, this full moon on your rising is gonna be yummy. And again, I have a full YouTube breakdown about this full moon and how it's affecting you based off your rising sign. And I fucking went in. I think it's the longest video I've posted to date for a lunation video. So it's freaking chef's kiss. Are there any signs that are better? No. Except me. No, that's bullshit. That is pop astrology that tries to reel you in by making it a battle between signs. Everybody has their light and darkness. Everybody has their good and bad. So, thank you! Yeah! Tummy full of edible gummies. I'm feeling yummy.
Yeah, boy.
Let's fucking go. Thank you. Talix, thank you. Yeah. And I love the comments that how can you quantify how much accurate is if you know your birth time versus if you don't? It's absolutely changes everything. Because if you watch this chart here, I'm going to invite you guys to watch this. I'm going to shift this by hour. The rising sign, which we can view the rising sign right here. It's whatever is coming up over the horizon at the time that we're looking at. This is 3:15 p.m. If I skip ahead an hour, we've already rotated to Gemini rising. The rising sign changes every 2 hours, and you can see how these are shifting throughout these little slices here. These are the houses. It changes which house, aka which stage of life, these things are showing up for you. So I've had people give me an estimate on their time of birth, and it makes it my job a lot harder as an astrologer to accurately show up for you. It's basically like shooting in the dark, and it doesn't work. Amanda, hi! Yes, dig up the birth certificate. Find your birth certificate. It's freaking worth it, guys. Like, I know some people, like older Gen X and boomers sometimes don't have the gift of having their time of birth on their chart, which I feel for you guys. If it's not on there, ask your parents. See if they remember, if they are still here. Yeah. Right? I know. It's like time of birth is so precious. Because, like, for example, I was doing a reading for, who was it? They were like a 29-degree Sagittarius rising. And if they were born literally a couple minutes later, they would have been a Capricorn rising, which is a whole different experience. They don't know. Then my thing is, if you don't know your time of birth and you don't have that information, it's okay that in this life you don't need your birth chart. That's kind of how I go about it. Like, if people are like, I don't have any of these, it's not a tool that you need to use then. And that's okay. And I know that can kind of be tough to like hear. You could go through, like, if you know the general, like time of day you were born, you could probably go through those rising signs and see if you resonate with them. You can call the hospital. It's their job. It's their job to give that info to you, so don't feel bad. And that's a test of like, you're worth it. If that's something you really want to know, you're worth it. So do it. Okay, jumping back to okay, we're going to talk about the full moon, and then at the end of this live stream, we can dive into talking about any questions you guys have about astrology. But I do want to get through this because I re-upload the astro forecast, what we're doing right here, to my YouTube. So if you can't stay for the whole time, guys, jump over to YouTube and you can watch it there. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on YouTube. So if you guys, after this, go and jump over, like if you've enjoyed this, that would mean the world to me. So I'm challenging myself to ask people to like do that for me. I'm like, please, thank you. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so full moons, guys, full moons, full fucking moons. Okay, also, I'm going to say hi on my astrology account. That is my astrology account on TikTok. That's where I upload actual like astrology content. On this account that I'm streaming on right now, I do more channeled messages. What website? I'm using Luna. It's really cool. And it's like a monthly fee, I believe. It's not that expensive. I really like it. And then I also use Time Passages. Yeah, I freaking love this program. It's beautiful, amazing, and aesthetically pleasing, which I love all those things. So full moons, peak illumination. This full moon is in the second decan of Gemini, which is ruled by Mars. We have Mars in Sagittarius right now. This full moon, and also with it being in the second decan, if you guys know tarot, it's ruled by the Nine of Swords. You guys know what the Nine of Swords looks like? You guys know? If not, I'm going to show you a picture. Pattern, no. I don't use any of the astrology like guessing apps. Pattern and Chani app and what is it? CoStar. I'm not a fan of any of them. That's personal because I'm an astrologer and I know this info. And I don't like how none of those apps actually tell you what they're reading. At least since I've used them. If they've updated it and they said, oh, today Neptune is squaring your sun and will be for the next, 3 years, that's a whole different thing. Time Passages does that. So if you guys are interested in Time Passages. Okay, Nine of Swords, guys. This is the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. Not fun. Sitting up in bed at night with your head in your hands. Big feelings, big thoughts, big stuff happening. Yeah. So, oh my gosh. Hello, everybody who's joining for the first time. Thank you for hanging out. Freaking love everybody here for hanging out. I'm also live on Twitch, by the way, if you like that platform too. I'm dual streaming, but I can't say it really loud because TikTok will get mad at me. So this full moon is ruled by the Nine of... I almost said Wands, but the sun is in the decan of Nine of Wands. But it is ruled by the Nine of Swords. Thanks for the follow. This is intense energy. And I mean this... This is very restless energy, a lot of mental restlessness that's going to come up from this full moon. It's going to be one of those things where all the sort of thoughts are coming to the surface, this deeper, what it seems like to me, if you guys have ever, like as a kid, like, done the fake, like panning for gold kind of thing, where, you kind of dip the sifter into the dirt and you shift it and look for those gold flecks, right? It's kind of that same thing because we've had Mercury retrograde for 3+ weeks, and I did a whole master class on that too. And if you are interested in learning about Mercury retrograde, that is on sale right now too. But I'm bringing Mercury into this conversation because of the fact that Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Okay, so pieces I'm adding into the conversation. I'm going to be in a deep flow state. So if I ignore your comment, it's not intentional. I'm just tapped the fuck in. So Mercury I'm bringing it into this conversation because this full moon, it's almost as though all of this deep excavation that we've been experiencing with this Mercury retrograde now direct and now moving forward on its post shadow pathway. It's allowing us to properly process some of the things that got shaken loose, these metaphorical, like golden thoughts. And they might now be gold because they've been in the dirt and now you can see them and witness them and see like, oh, this is a thought I want to hold on to, or, oh, this is actually not gold. This is fool's gold. I can toss that. So it's like this full moon is really allowing us to see these sort of thought loops and mental anxieties and things full force. So there's like a lot that we're seeing, and this full moon is very interesting because I talked about it in my full moon video. So obviously it's making an opposition to the sun, but it's also making a grand cross, my bad, with the nodes. Now, these little horseshoe thingies, they are not planets. They are mathematical equations that show us where the eclipses have been happening. And we've been having eclipses in Pisces and Virgo. Now, you're probably like, Izzy, why the hell are you talking about these horseshoe things? These are our points of destiny, these karmic nodes. They show us what we're moving from and out of. So this is really, really interesting. This is where I kind of start nerding out because the North Node being in Pisces is really pulling us to let go and let God, where the South Node is hanging out in Virgo, which is basically like, this is where we're more comfortable, which is striving for perfection. Interesting, I almost said protection, which is a part of it. When we want to be perfect or we want to control things, it's to feel safe, right? That's why we hold on to things so tightly, because if we let go, we don't know what will happen. And this full moon, I feel like, is literally bringing up all the things that we've been clinging to that have been keeping us up at night, whether it's worry. Again, it depends on where this is falling in your own natal chart. So whatever the Gemini house is for you, that could be 1st through 12, right? For me, it's landing in my 3rd house. So communication. Actually, no, it's my 10th house. Career, guys. Everything falls apart. No, just kidding. But, interesting energy. So the fact that it's like bringing the nodes into this conversation, it's really like, this feels bigger than a normal full moon. It is sort of a crux. It's this sort of, with this being a grand cross, it's bringing in this like, oh shit, like there's so many pathways. There's so many options. There's so many things that I can do right now, but it's all up here. It's all hanging out up here. So this full moon is going to be like a deep, deep illumination to the thoughts that are still, I heard like caging you. I just saw like a caged bird, and breaking free of them. And whether that's just like, you've been overthinking how you're going to, pay your bills, or how you're going to communicate to your parents that they did X, Y, and Z, or communicate to a partner, or communicate to yourself. All these things, because realistically, you're not actually your thoughts. I know that's a wild concept, but that's what's coming up, is just this heightened view of running the rat race with your thoughts. Big energy. Big energy. So we have this like kind of everything coming up. I could see this just being a lot of like conversations coming in. Gemini for me, 1st house Mars, and my Mercury conjunct your sun. Yeah. So lots coming up with your identity, big time. Like, who are you? Who even am I? I don't know. Right? Yeah. And I feel that. I'm feeling that too. Now that Mercury's direct, though, it almost feels like there's a deeper breath of fresh air. Kind of like, at least I can I'm not drowning in the thoughts. At least I have some semblance of like footing. But it's almost like this is kind of like the biggest one that maybe you didn't want to face during the Mercury retrograde. So, okay, let's continue forward. So this is happening on the 4th. So Thursday the 4th, it's going to be at 3:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now on Friday the 5th, let's go ahead and jump ahead a day. Boop. We're going to jump ahead a day. Thank you for the follow, Katie. Welcome. Thanks for everybody who's been following and hanging out and just bringing your energy to the conversation. This is why I love doing what I'm doing, and it's why I can't sit and talk. Like, I can film videos, yes, but I love having real conversations with you guys, because it's the fun part, like actually like knowing that I'm talking to people. I'm not just sitting and talking to a camera. You guys rock. Okay, so on the 5th, Mars is making a trine to Chiron. Whoa. Okay. Holy shit. Yes. Ooh. Okay. Wait, I just got the full body chills too. You pass them on to me. It's like, you know, when somebody yawns, you yawn. Okay, so Mars is a big conversational piece too with that full moon, because it's about sharing your truth. You can't hide from your truth, by the way, just to bring that in. And then the next day, oh, thank you, Ember. That's all I want to do is be fucking real. Because if I wasn't being real with you guys and I was lying, like I was doing a whole facade with you guys, you'd be upset if I started being my real self and you didn't like that person, right? Mars and Gemini. Ayo, let's go. So Mars in Sagittarius is basically like a truth bearer. This is the energy of like raw, real, authentic, masculine truth. And I know I've been talking about Mars and Scorpio. Yummy. I'm biased. I love me some Scorpio energy. I will admit that. So Mars hanging out in Sag has been trailblazing for everybody. And by everybody, I mean the Sun, Venus, and Mercury. So Mars is sort of like our trailblazer right now. He's running ahead. And this is our masculine energy. This is our like drive and will to get things done, to like really fucking go for it. Does it affect us if we have 9th house placements? It depends on what's in your 9th house. What rules your 9th house? Oh my gosh, Scorpio moon. Ah! Awesome. I love the conversations happening with you guys. So Mars has been kind of leading the pack. With us all being Sag energy. Oh, for sure. It definitely feels like a boost of energy for you guys. I would say it's like, Spirit just showed me like a vitamin C packet. Very interesting. So it's like an energy boost is what it feels like for you guys. Electrolytes. And that might be a little hint for you guys to maybe have some vitamin C. I saw zinc too, so. Ooh, just Jupiter and Sag, that's good. No, that's good energy. This is all passing over your expansion. So this Mars in Sagittarius making a trine to Chiron. Now, if you don't know Chiron, Chiron is an asteroid. I don't talk a lot about Chiron or asteroids in my personal astrology. That's not to say they don't make an impact. It's just my language. But Chiron is something that I do talk about. That new moon in Scorpio, dude, that new moon in Scorpio was fucking intense. I did a deep dive. North Node and Sag. Ooh, this is good time for you guys. If you have planets in Sag, good energy, personally, I think. Oh, Kiara. You can't. Okay, so before I talk about this, I want you guys to know this is my personal perspective with astrology, and it's not for anybody to subscribe to unless it feels right for you. as an evolutionary astrologer, my approach is a little bit different. This is sort of the energy of where I believe that we come in with these placements, but it is our choice to evolve and grow into them if we choose to. You can stay stagnant and stay in a state of like not wanting to grow no matter what in life, or you can choose to evolve. And I also come from the perspective of past lives. I do not say anybody has to subscribe to that. Past lives can be childhood. It can be 10 years ago. It can be 10 minutes ago, right? Time is relative. And so I always approach chart readings that we chose this to evolve. And so for some of you, I hear some of your placements that you guys are sharing in the chat, and it's like, going in with the perspective that like you chose to come in with like this intensity or this like some blockages. Like I remember reading a chart for a lovely person and she had some interesting placements, and I was like, oh, like you had to have this sort of hardship, because if you didn't, you would be like God tier. It's kind of how I perceived her chart, because she had so many amazing things going on, and amazing's relative, but like intense Chiron placements can be a lot, right, to transmute and to move through. Yeah. So, there's some stuff when I think of, and I'm getting chills, I'm like, some of us have to come in with some hard stuff to move through. And no, it's not always freaking fun, but I coin myself as like a bit of an emotional masochist. Like that's where the growth comes from, is like doing the hard shit. 8th house Mercury, I'm gonna say the real shit. That's why this account's named this. It's why. Yes. So yeah, when I'm talking about any of this Sag stuff, yeah, if you have prominent Sag placements or 9th house placements, like it's going to be like a little bit of a boost, sort of energy. Sag rising, Sag and Chiron, Sag and Pluto. Yes. So Pluto, Sag is a generational planet. Oh, thank you for telling me to drink some water. This is bone broth. Does it count? Pluto is a generational planet. Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus are all generational planets. They move really slow. So a lot of people around your age have the same placements as outer planets. Pluto and Sag is my Gen Zers. Pluto and Scorpio is millennials. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, that drinking sound is from Twitch. I'm streaming over there too, if you guys are interested in seeing it over there. Okay, so you guys are, this is like the most kind of conversation I've had for a while with the live stream. Normally I kind of like go and rant. So, definitely Mercury direct energy, like a lot of conversation happening right now. Yeah, I have Pluto and Sagittarius, also. So right there with some of you guys. So this trine that is happening to Chiron. So let me talk a little bit about Chiron right now. Chiron is an asteroid. He's coined as the wounded healer. The story about him, if you've ever seen the Hercules movie, he's the like little, he's technically supposed to be like a centaur, but I think he's a satyr in that movie for whatever reason. I don't know. But essentially he is coined as the wounded healer because he lives with a wound that he can't heal himself, but he's like the town shaman. He takes care of people. He's the medicine man. And so the way, and I'm getting chills, the way that we heal our Chiron is by helping other people with the same wound. So very, very powerful energy. We all have a Chiron placement, and collectively, as a society, we've been working through Chiron in Aries. Chiron's been in Aries for a hot minute, and we are working on the wound of our identity. Who am I? Who even am I? There's a lot of like lack of like centeredness in this. And if you have any planets in Aries, definitely around 22 degrees, you're feeling this big time. My Saturn and Aries friends, big time facing wounds within Saturn stuff. So this is a sort of identity wound that we're working on. And Chiron's retrograde, so it's really internal right now. It's really this like, who am I? And now this trine that's happening to our Mars in Sagittarius, this feels really good. This feels like taking tangible action on your identity. It's very, very supportive energy. Very supportive of like forward momentum, forward movement, of like okay, I know that I'm going through this, but that I'm not going to let this sort of, it's almost like, I'm seeing like having like a thorn in the bottom of your foot, but it's not so bad that you can't actually walk. It's just more of an irritant, right? Mars and Sag is like, I'm going to share truth and move forward on my path no matter what. And that Chiron in Aries is like, okay, yes, it's okay that I don't know. It's kind of like this softening of like, oh, okay, I didn't know that, like, it's okay to like not fully have my identity solidified yet, right? And still try things. Some of you guys might have seen the video on my TikTok here about like, you can try new things. You can try new things. It's okay to try new things. Yes. And it's kind of like this fear of like, oh, but like, I'm not perfect at it yet. And I'm not like 100%, like I don't have everything I need. It's like, just try it. Mars and Sag is like, we're just going to try it and we're just going to be ourselves doing it. And Chiron's kind of like, okay, but like, I don't know who I am in that yet. And Mars and Sag is like, that's okay. We're going to do it anyways. Yes. Bless my Libra risings. Okay. Whew. Love talking to you guys, genuinely so much. For those of you, if it's your first time joining me, I go live every Sunday at 4 p.m. PST doing this. Next week, I'm actually going to be live on Saturday because I'm actually leaving the house, guys. I'm going to go bake cookies with my now friend. She does my nails. Let me show you guys. Oh, look how awesome these are. I have two cameras. I'll show them to the, this one to this one and this one to this one. Anyways. Yeah, she's a great artist, so we're gonna do a cookie decorating party. So I'm excited for that. So next week it's gonna be Saturday, and I have a whole little calendar up on my TikTok now, guys. Like I put a little calendar. It's a picture of me. It says like weekly, and I'm gonna be doing Sag, new moon. I've just decided it. It's on my website now. So if you guys are hanging out here and you want to hang out with me, I'm going to be doing a vision board like gathering on the new moon, which is the 19th. And we can just make vision boards together for 2026. So if you want to come, RSVP. Okay, it's free. I just want to hang out and listen to music and do arts and crafts. So if you guys want to do that too, come hang out with me. Okay, let's peek. Okay, so this is what we're going to wrap up the week with. So on Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th, we have a grand water trine happening. Okay. And this is a reoccurring thing. So, you can see, so it's going to be both those days, but I'm going to talk about it on the 6th. So Mercury is finally direct, right? Mercury is at 24 degrees of Scorpio. Jupiter's retrograde, 24 degrees of Cancer, and then Saturn is now direct, also 25 degrees of Pisces, making a grand water trine. So something that I want to invite you guys to do is look at November 22nd on your phone or your notes or whatever, because on November 22nd was the last time we had this grand water trine, because Mercury had gone retrograde and now is direct. So this is, I talked about this, but now it's different, guys. It's different now. And you're probably like, well, it's the same thing. Yes. And Mercury and Saturn are now direct. They were all retrograde at this time, on November 22nd. Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury were all retrograde, which made it deeply, deeply introspected. This grand water trine on the 22nd was like this deep, like, internal excavation. It was like rebuilding emotional scaffolding and like seeing like where things, like I just saw like a pier, but like there's like the wood was rotted in the water, and it was like, shit, we need to, if you haven't seen how they actually like build bridges through water, they put like cylinders down, they pump out all the water and then build it because there's no water. And it's like, you've had to do that. That was kind of that time. That's when you started getting sick. Yo, yeah. Oh, it's the last 3.5 weeks have been so introspective that I'm like, my mind is a fucking prison. Get me out. Your Saturn in Pisces. Yes. Oh, interesting, guys. It's so interesting to hear how it's impacting actual people, because it's different for me, but like everybody, it's different. And like I memorize like my family members' charts, my friends' charts, like, and I think I'm like, oh my gosh, how's that impacting them? Okay, so on the 6th, though, we have you went mute. Oh girl, my mind was a prison. It was dark, guys. It was dark. My face is getting red. That's how you know it's real. Yeah, that retrograde, new moon, all of this water stuff, lots of emotional excavation of hidden trauma. Big time. Had to have some deep talks with my therapist. Had to like move through some big stuff, but I feel like that is so important for me in the work that I do, because as deep as I go is as deep as I can guide you guys. And I feel like I met like another layer of myself in that time. Yeah, dude, being sick and on your period. Right now I'm in my luteal phase and I'm already freaking angry at everything. Okay, so the thing about this grand water trine, though, is it feels so freaking good because Mercury's direct, Saturn's direct, and Jupiter is still retrograde. And what I've been talking about is this like Jupiter retrograde is sort of like squeezing out the sponge, because you have to like let go of like old dirty gross water so you can get the fresh water back in when it goes direct. So we've been really focusing inwards on like how are you nourishing yourself. So that piece of the puzzle is still happening there. But now with Mercury direct and Saturn direct, it's almost like we can take action on our words now, or the thoughts that have come through with this grand water trine. And the way I described this was it's almost like this deep supportive energy for us to rebuild new emotional patterns. It's like better coping mechanisms, better emotional responses, emotional hygiene. Saturn in Pisces with Neptune in Pisces right now has been really having us hone in on like emotional well-being. Saturn in Pisces is really honing in also on the like not emotionally bypassing shit. It's like taking ownership of like where you've perpetuated your own pain. Yeah, same, Lily. Yeah. So Saturn in Pisces has been like really opening a lot of people to spirituality, but also saying like, I've been talking as Saturn in Pisces as the Holy Grail. Like Pisces is so formless, and Saturn comes in and is like, hey babes, I love you. I love what you're doing, but it's not going to take any root if there's not a container for these emotions to be in. So it's like, again, genuinely like reevaluating your entire emotional fortitude, your emotional foundations, and really like now taking action on everything. Saturn's been, so Saturn hangs out in each sign for about 2.5 to 3 years. So she's slower moving, but it's not like freaking Pluto, 30 years in a sign. Oh man. Yeah. Bless my Saturn in Pisces. You guys have almost officially, you will be out of the woods by February 2026. Lessons integrated, closing that chapter, now entering the new set of emotional evolution for you guys. Your second Saturn rotation. Amazing. And then good luck to Saturn in Aries. You guys are about to, get run over by the Saturn bus. I say that in the most loving way, you guys. Okay. Yeah, so just thinking about this sort of grand trine, it really feels like it's opening a window, an emotional window for more emotional transparency, but now you have like a safeguard where maybe the previous water trine was kind of like, oh, I'm seeing where I need to create these boundaries, and I'm now getting the emotional support within myself to start putting the pieces into place. And now it feels like, whew, okay, pieces are in place, so now I can act on it. Now I can talk about it. Now I can move forward and build my life, my emotional well-being, my emotional fortitude with tangible action, right? So such beautiful energy, like genuinely. I'm really excited for this grand water trine. Oh God, I've been talking so much. Yeah. And then I'll be live next week. And the following week on the 8th, freaking Mercury moves into Sag, Neptune stations direct. We're finally like movement is happening and coming for us. So I'm going to jump back here and then jump back here. Quick recap of what's happening this week. Again, just to put it into words again. So this is the week of December 1st to the 7th. So on Tuesday, the 2nd, Venus is going to sextile Pluto. On the 4th, we have a full moon in Gemini. On the 5th, Mars is going to trine Chiron. On the 6th and 7th, we're going to have a grand water trine with Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn. Okay? Powerful-ish.